One bullet, one assassin. One moment in 1914, and the world would never be the same again. In just weeks, peace shattered, empires crumbled. Over 70 million soldiers were sent to the battlefield and more than 16 million never came home. It wasn't just a war. It was the death of innocence, the birth of modern warfare, and the beginning of a century of chaos. This is not just history. This is the moment the modern world was forged in blood, in fire, and in silence. In 1914, the world changed forever. What started as the assassination of a single man spiraled into the deadliest war humanity had ever seen. A global catastrophe involving more than 70 million soldiers fought across continents and costing millions of lives. This is the story of World War I. Welcome to our deep dive documentary on World War I, a war that redrew borders, toppled empires, and shaped the modern world. Let's uncover its causes, the battles, the aftermath, and how it changed everything. Chapter 1. When did World War I begin? World War I officially began on July 28, 1914, and lasted until November 11, 1918. It's often referred to as the Great War because of its scale, intensity, and the vast number of nations involved. Though it started in Europe, it became a truly global war, fought in Africa, the Middle East, and Asia, involving over 30 countries. Chapter 2. What sparked the war? The immediate trigger of the war was the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand, heir to the Austro-Hungarian throne, in Sarajevo. On June 28, 1914, he was killed by Gavrilo Princip, a Bosnian Serb nationalist. But this single event only lit the fuse. Deeper causes behind World War I: militarism. European nations were stockpiling weapons and glorifying war. Armies and navies grew rapidly, especially in Germany and Britain. Alliances to powerful blocs formed: Triple Entente, France, Russia, Britain. Triple Alliance, Germany, Austria-Hungary, Italy. A small conflict meant others were pulled in automatically. Imperialism. European powers competed for colonies in Africa and Asia. Tensions were high as they fought over global influence. Nationalism. Ethnic groups within empires wanted independence. In particular, Slavic nationalism in the Balkans threatened Austria-Hungary. Chapter 3. Who fought in World War I? The two main sides were Allied powers: United Kingdom, France, Russia, Italy, joined 1915. United States joined 1917. Japan, Serbia, Belgium, and others. Central powers: Germany, Austria-Hungary, Ottoman Empire, Bulgaria. More than 70 million military personnel were mobilized, including millions of colonial troops from India, Africa, and elsewhere. Chapter 4. Where was the war fought? World War I was fought on multiple fronts. Western Front, France and Belgium, known for horrific trench warfare. Eastern Front, between Germany, Austria, and Russia, more mobile battles. Italian Front, between Italy and Austria-Hungary in the Alps. Middle Eastern Front, against the Ottoman Empire, including the famous Arab Revolt. African fronts. Colonies fought in Cameroon, East Africa, and North Africa. Naval warfare, especially between Britain and Germany. Air warfare. First large-scale use of airplanes and zeppelins. Chapter 5. Life during the war. Life in the trenches was brutal. Soldiers faced mud, rats, lice, cold, and disease, constant shelling and machine gun fire. Chemical warfare. Germany first used chlorine and mustard gas. Psychological trauma, known as shell shock, now called PTSD, civilians suffered too. Cities were bombed. Starvation and rationing were common. Millions of refugees fled their homes. Chapter 6. Role of colonies and non-European nations. Over 1.3 million Indian soldiers fought for the British. African troops fought for France and Britain. The Ottoman Empire joined the war, bringing in Muslim soldiers from across the Middle East. Japan seized German colonies in Asia. The war wasn't just European, it touched every continent. Chapter 7. The US joins and the war turns. In 1917, the United States joined the Allies. This was due to German U-boat attacks on American ships. The Zimmermann Telegram, in which Germany encouraged Mexico to attack the US American troops, arrived with fresh energy and resources, tipping the balance toward the Allies. Chapter 8: The End of World War I. By late 1918, Germany and its allies were exhausted. Austria-Hungary collapsed, the Ottoman Empire surrendered. Germany faced revolution at home. On November 11, 1918, an armistice was signed. Fighting stopped at 11 a.m., the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, but the official end came with the Treaty of Versailles in June 1919. Chapter 9: The Treaty of Versailles. The treaty blamed Germany for the war and imposed massive reparations payments, severe military restrictions, loss of territories and colonies. This treaty deeply humiliated Germany and planted the seeds of resentment that would later lead to World War II. Chapter 10: The Aftermath. Human cost. Over 16 million people killed, around 21 million wounded. Millions more died from disease, starvation, and displacement. Economic damage. Europe's economy shattered, empires destroyed. German Empire, Austro-Hungarian Empire, Ottoman Empire, Russian Empire. New nations born: Poland, Czechoslovakia, Yugoslavia, and others emerged from former empires. League of Nations, created to promote peace, but it lacked power and failed to prevent World War II. Conclusion: World War I was more than just a conflict between armies. It was a collapse of diplomacy, a test of nationalism, and a tragedy that reshaped global politics, economics, and society. Its legacy still echoes today in borders drawn, alliances formed, and lessons learned. And forgotten. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more deep historical documentaries.